Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to the final part, part 4 for The Lone Ranger. Now, getting towards at the end of the train chase scene, like I said, then Tonto tells him, all this time I thought you were Wendigo, but no, you're just another white man, And he has in Latham, Tom Wilkinson says, "Who are you?" And he shows and gives him the pocket watch, saying, "Bad trade," And then the train falls off the bridge. That Tonto and John they use the dynamite that was in this bank, to blow up the wooden bridge that connects from the Indian Territory to the silver mine. They blow up that bridge. And then the train. Okay, there's another thing I like. How the train falls off the bridge, and just before when Tom Wilkinson says bad trade, and then he realizes who he was. And then he falls off the bridge along with all of his silver, all the rocks pile on top of him, and he goes and dies from that. You can see in the water, his hand let goes of the watch, So yeah, I did like the train chase scene there. That was some pretty decent action scene right there. And then the guy who's the charge of the Continental Railroad, gives him this golden watch that he earlier gave to Latham, but he throws it back at them. Says, it's time to take off the mask, but then he says, not yet. And the guy opens up, there was nothing but bird seeds, And there's also another thing that's been running out this entire film, He's been feeding his Johnny Depp, Tonto's been feeding his dead bird on the top of his head bird seeds, which is another thing that's not that funny either, And then both of them are riding away. And then John decides to call the horse Silver, which anyone has ever seen the TV show, which is based on the old radio TV show from the 1933. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember the old TV show? Because I do remember. I remember seeing one or two episodes of The Lone Ranger. Long time ago, though, but still. Maybe that's why the film didn't do poorly. People are wondering, what is The Lone Ranger? Does anyone remember the TV show, Probably not. It was an old show that was in black and white, And then as the films get ending, the kid thanking Tonto for telling the story, but he's saying, was this the story of The Lone Ranger? It is the story, right? Which I'm like, if it shows the whole thing in a flashback, of course it's the real story, And then as he's walking away, you see the old Tonto disappear, and you see a crow fly away, I was like, what? Now we can turn to an old crow. And then it shows John saying a famous line of the Lone Ranger, "Hi ho, Silver, away!" And then Tonto goes, "Don't ever do that again." And the film ends. So yeah, I may seem more like I'm ranting on this film though, but I wouldn't. I probably maybe you'd be right though. I may be ranting on this film though, but I still stand by for what I did. I put this on my top 10 best films of 2013. But at the same time, the reason I did that because I put it as the best of the worst of 2013. And a lot of people will probably be mad at me for saying some of the films I think this film is better than. Yes, I think this film is better than The Wolverine. I think the film was better than Man of Steel. I think it's better than Pacific Rim. Well, there was the other films that I think they were disappointing. I forget. Some of the big films that came out during the summer, And even this film came out the same weekend as Despicable Me 2, which that film had a big opening for #1 over this film, 83 million. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Despicable Me, So I can't judge on that film because I haven't seen it because both films didn't look that interesting to me. There were other films like I think this film was also better than Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3, The Wolverines, Man of Steel, Pacific Rim. I'd say this film is better than any of the worst films that was on my list of 2013. That's why I put it as the best of the worst. You know. Maybe people think that I don't. Maybe people think I'm full of crap. You know. You don't know what you're talking about. You know. That's up to you. That's up to you guys. It's your opinions though, but I have my opinion. You know. Can't bash on someone for an opinion. You know. But yeah. So yeah, the good points. Here are some of the good. I'll tell you some of the good points. I did like the score by Hans Zimmer. Some of the effects I thought were pretty decent, like the train wreck, the first train wreck scene, or the first train wreck scene, and the scene where the train falls off the bridge. You know, decent effect. You know, especially for a big budget, it should look good. You know. I did like the train chase. I did like the train chase at the end. That was a pretty good, decent action scene there. Tom Wilkinson as Latham Cole, he was all right. You know, he was there. Barry Pepper as the corrupt, United States Cavalry captain. I think he was pretty decent as well. I think that's about it. Most of the negative points, I think, a lot of the jokes I didn't think were not funny, you know, especially with the horse, you know, that's also another negative thing I did not like, especially the horse, you know, it could appear from a barn, then appears on a tree, then on a roof again, you know, or drinking some booze and then burping, you know, or crapping, and then, you know, then John's head, you know, gets dragged through it, you know, that's not funny at all. A lot of people say some of these jokes are funny, though, but to me they're not. Of course, like I said, Armie Hammer. Even when I first heard about this guy from the summer of 2012, I was like, who is this guy? I don't know who he is, you know. So, he was not the best choice, you know, and even some of the stuff that he does in the film was kind of dumb, you know, acting like an idiot, you know, like, you know, with the doll, you know, oh, here, I'm gonna toss it to you with the window open and it flies out, you know, or like with the freaking cat, you know, like, oh man, here's your cat. Oh. Or was it and of course Johnny Depp, you know, playing another character. It's supposed to be like Captain Jack Sparrow though, but it's not. Captain Jack Sparrow is a better character than Tonto. Or even other things. All the scenes from with the kid and old Tonto, you know, should have been cut. Should have cut from the film. It was not necessary, you know. Didn't need to be in the film, you know. Even to cut all those scenes out could have made the film much shorter, you know. But still, all the scenes cut out could have been. This film would still been 2 hours long, you know. Yes, and then there's another thing. This film was over 2 hours long, and the running time is boring. It drags on, you know. You know, it could have been a lot shorter. Like I said, the budget, you know, this film looked like it did not need to cost so much money, you know. It could have been cut. I would have been fine. It would have cost like 100 million or 150 million. Didn't need to cost 215 to 250 million, and it bombed badly, you know. And I still say it deserves, and it still deserves to be a flop because it didn't need to cost that freaking much, you know. But I still think it's still better than John Carter still, but that ain't saying much, though. But I said, okay, it gets nominated for 2 Academy Awards for visual effects and makeup and hairstyling. I understand that. Some of the visual effects did look pretty good, though. I'm being blatantly honest on that. I'm being blatantly honest on that. Yeah, and the makeup and hairstyling, I understand what for Tonto's looking with the hair, the long hair, and the makeup that he wears, you know. But I still disagree at this film winning the Golden Razzie Award for worst prequel, remake, or ripoff or sequel. It doesn't deserve that. Scary Movie 5 should have been it, or other ones that, or any other ones that got nominated for worst prequel, remake, or ripoff or sequel. This one doesn't deserve to win that one. I understand why I understand why the film gets bad and why it gets nominated for all those Razzies. I understand that though. And it's just, I said, and so yeah. Overall, even all that, you know, I still put this in my. I still say this is the best of the worst film, the best of the worst of all the bad films I've seen in 2013, and that's why I put this on my top 10 list of 2013 because this was the best of the worst. Even director, I would still say even director Quentin Tarantino, he even put this film in his top 10 best films of 2013, and I respect that, you know, because Quentin Tarantino, great director, you know. Yeah, there's one or two films that I don't like though. That I don't like though, but still, all the other films he's been directed have been great. And him putting on the nominated, him putting this film in his top 10 best films of 2013, I respect that. But yeah, so that's why, you know, maybe a lot of people think this doesn't for me not making any sense by putting this. Why I put this on my top 10, even if it's the best of the worst, you know, you like or hate it, you know. There are bad films, like I said, there's a lot of bad films that I do like, you know, that people don't like, you know, they hate on that, you know. So yeah, and I will say this is one of them. So So yeah. So I've said all the good points and dislike and the negative points to this film. So yeah. So this is my review for that I wanted to do for a while, you know. The Lone Ranger, huge, another one of the biggest box office flops, you know. Gore Verbinski, you know. I do like The Ring, the Pirates of the Caribbean films, you know. Well, the first one decent, second one as the other pirate films are going on, you know, going down and down, you know. There was even talks to him. He was going to direct a remake of Clue. Nothing is like the 1985 classic film starring Tim Curry, Martin Mull, Christopher Lloyd, Michael McKean, you know. And you know, so I don't want to look forward to seeing that. If they are do, I don't want to see that film because I'll just watch the original Clue instead. Cause that was a lot of funny, you know. And I enjoy Clue a lot. So yeah. So that's my review for The Lone Ranger. I still say best of the worst of 2013. So thanks for watching, and I hope everyone has a happy 4th of July, you know. Garfield says happy 4th of July as well. So thanks for watching, take care, and stay tuned for my next movie review. And once again, happy 4th of July to everyone. If people like The Lone Ranger, like or dislike it, that's up to you. It's your opinions. I respect it. And I am not wrong for my opinion. So, but however you want, however you see it fit. So thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned for the next movie review. And once again, happy 4th of July. Later.